Okay, so the phenomenon is air freshener, smell, odor, whatever you want to call it. And so I was in the back corner, and I sprayed a ton of air freshener in the back corner. Students were raising their hand and keeping their hand up the second that they first smelled the odor. Okay? You guys wrote down your observations, your predictions, your observations. So what were some of the observations we have? Raise your hand if you want to share an observation. Jordan? Okay, so we didn't smell it right away. It took a little while. You guys should write these down too. Maybe as class observations, unless you already have it written down. It got stronger over time? It did? Okay, all right. Anybody else want to share? Alex, what did you put for observations? Anything different? Particles. Oh, the particles moved? Okay. Cool, cool, cool. What else we got? Terrence, do you have anything? Just that? Kyle, did you have anything different than that? Your observations? Michelle, did you get anything? I'm going to turn this off because I'm having work. Okay, go ahead.
When it was first sprayed, it smelled good,
You're listening?
but as it grew stronger, the smell.
Okay, so when you first smelled it, it smelled all right, but as time went on, it did get stronger and to the point where it was like obnoxious smell or just noxious. All right. Anybody else want to share an observation? Lauren, observation? You could see stuff coming out the can. Can I just call that particles? Very good. What other observations? Shayla, did you have an observation? What did you say for observation? Don't be shy. It's okay. We're all family. Don't be so shy. Stop. It's not like it's going to be bad. Oh, so it smells bad. All right.
That's literally all I do.
Cash, what about you? Cash with your hood on. You're not wearing there. The people closer to where I was spraying it raise their hand first. So people closest smelled it first. And I am actually going to do one of these on this one. That's a biggie. Good job, Cash. Okay. Did everybody smell it? Didn't we have some people up front that didn't raise their hand at all? Oh, you did after? Did you ever smell it, Andrew? Okay. And you smelled it, Alex, right? And Darren, you smelled it? You didn't smell it at all? So some people didn't smell it. So yeah, there could be different explanations for that. Some people are more sensitive to smell. But I would say probably with that anybody that didn't smell it was probably farther away. We didn't have anybody that was back close to where I sprayed it that didn't smell it. All right, so what is this saying about the odor particles? What can we say in general that the odor particles did? Victoria? Particles spread in the air. Thank you, Victoria. Very good. I'm also going to do one of these on that. Okay? Anybody else want to add before I move on? Okay, so the particles spread. I sprayed them back there. People that were closest smelled them first. That means those odor particles were binding to their little nose hairs, their olfactory receptors are called first. And then a little while later, it kind of traveled, and people a little farther away smelled it, a little farther away smelled it, a little farther away smelled it. So the particles did spread in the air. They were moving, right? So your job now is the D phase, and this is what we're going to do for the rest of the hour. So for the next 19 minutes, we're going to do it quietly on our own. This is our own individual modeling we're going to do. Let's model those odor particles. And now understand, first of all, we're going to do 5 pictures over time. So this is the start. This is a little while after that, little while after that, and then the end, okay? And we want to make each one just like a model with descriptions. What are we saying in this picture? What are we doing? Keys, particles. And now here's the big thing, guys. You're not just drawing pictures of what happened. You're on your own thinking about this, and if you're right, great. If you're wrong, no big deal, because we're going to get together and talk about it. But what you're trying to explain in your models is not that the particles spread. I mean, you're going to show that. You're trying to explain why they spread. Okay? So that's your job for the next 18 minutes. You're also going to, as soon as you're finished with the 5 pictures, I need to stamp them before you leave. Okay? So don't waste time. Next 18 minutes, you got 5 pictures to go, so you need to be using class time effectively and efficiently. All right?